Hey everyone, this is Mike, Realtor Mike with TD Realty, and I'm here for another episode of Realtor-Ish. This is our Small Business Thursday episode. And as I mentioned before, in our episodes on Small Business Thursdays, this is where I'm highlighting another small business owner, brand ambassador, just something that's just non-real estate related. But in this case here, it is kind of real estate related because I have a special guest, and I know I say that every episode, but anybody that shows up on the show is a special guest to me. And I have Tanika Donnell, who is a brokerage owner, real estate brokerage owner. Not only that, but she's my real estate brokerage owner. So Tanika, please introduce yourself to everyone out there.
Mike, I appreciate you having me here today. I am Tanika Donnell of TD Realty or Tanika Donnell Realty. I've been in real estate for almost 7 years now and absolutely love it. Have transitioned in the last year or so into my own brokerage. And we have tremendous growth. We're happy to have you here, as well as about 105 other agents. So we're on the move. And I'm happy to be here talking about entrepreneurship today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know there's a lot of people out there and a lot of agents out there too that are going to be listening in. So we definitely want to make sure we put give them all the right information and everything. So like you said, you're a real estate, you're a broker, you're a brokerage owner. And I don't want to ask, how did you get started? I know you've been, of course, you were a realtor and still doing that now in your real estate. You were other real estate companies. So what got you started in real estate, period? And also what made you want to create your own brokerage?
I got started in real estate honestly because I transitioned out of corporate America. And I was like, well, what is it that I can do that allows me the freedom that I need to not have to travel so much? Because I got really tired of traveling. And at any moment, somebody could come tell you that your particular position was over, right? And so unless you are the captain of your own ship or destiny, somebody can always come in and say that. So I really wanted to transition to something that I could do. I could be the helm of. And real estate fit nicely. I've always loved real estate. Every time I moved with my corporate jobs, I got another house and worked with my friends in finding homes. So it was just a natural passion I've already had. And then it dawned on me like, why can't I turn this into something that I do full time? And my husband and I initially thought we were just going to flip properties, but I personally hated flipping. I loved real estate though. So that's how I got started in 2014. In March of 2014, I said, I'm going to dedicate the next 3 months to getting my license. And so I did it. And here we are now, 6.5 years later, full-time in real estate and have not looked back. It literally is the best decision I could have ever made for myself and for my family.
That's great. That's great. And I know that's a lot of people's motivation when it comes to just going out on their own and taking a leap of faith, just really getting out of the corporate world too. I mean, it's yeah, you can make money in the corporate world, but why answer to somebody else when you can answer to yourself, plus it's better hours sometimes.
Hey,
Sometimes, exactly. So what made you want to branch out and start your own brokerage though?
there are a number of reasons that I wanted to start my own brokerage because um, it really gives me the ability to sew back into other agents' lives. Let me explain that a little bit. Typically, our structure when you are a realtor, you have to be sponsored by a real estate broker. And you're either going to pay them a transaction fee for every time you do a transaction or a brokerage split. So
Oh, I
that's,
know.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
And so for me, one of the things that I just said, gosh, there's got to be a better way because after 5.5 years, my husband came to me and said, did you realize that you paid over $150,000 out in real estate fees? And I was like, what? That was eye-opening because you just kind of do it and you don't think about it. But in actuality, that could have been helping to pay off our house, creating a college funds for our children, or doing something else other than paying a broker to sponsor me. I still pay for all my marketing. I still paid for everything out of my pocket, but yet I had to pay for someone to sponsor me to do it. So I instantly knew how that worked. And I knew in Texas, you have to be a realtor for 4 years. So I knew that was my goal, to be a broker after 4 years. But I really, the reason I wanted to transition to my own brokerage is because I just want to give back. And the way that I'm giving back is if somebody can not have to pay $150,000 and they can do what they want to do for their family and for their lives' families, and I get a chance to help them to do that, then my job is done. So with our brokerage, our model is, I don't want any of your money from your commissions. You keep literally 100%. And people are like, what? Yes, you keep
Yeah.
100% of your, Mike, is that true? Is
Yeah,
that true?
it's true. That's what I'm not gonna lie. I mean, just to chime in a little bit there. I started off. I went to big, a bigger brokerage, and I say bigger based on name brand.
Absolutely.
And I didn't like it. I'm not gonna name any names. So I didn't like it over there. And then I went to another brokerage, which was great. I loved it there, and part of me just wanted to thought that I needed to make a move. And it's just really when you have that feeling like, you know what, something is making me, look over there, and that's why I made the move to TD Realty. I think it was the best move I've made in my real estate career. Yeah, I'm still young in my real estate career, but I think it's the best move yet that I've done. I'm learning a lot almost pretty much every day. I mean, I was doing videos before, but I'm a whole lot more comfortable doing videos now than I was even a year ago. So, and that's just, like talking to you and Kenny and really the whole team, because I know it's not just you have a whole team there as well too.
That's one of the things I also include was the ability to have access to my broker, right? Sometimes you have to go through 10 people to get to one answer, but I want it to be available. If I can be available, I want to have somebody immediately that you can reach out to, or some sort of forum, or anything that you are having a situation on, we want to be there to help with. So that's the environment that we're creating. It's very family oriented as well. When
Very
you
true.
sign up,
Yes.
you're part of the TDR family. Just that's it. You're your family. And having said that, it makes an impact when you are able to reach out to somebody and touch them almost instantly. And honestly, it could be any time of the day or night. Not saying at 12 midnight will return your call, but you will get, it won't take days. It won't even usually take hours for somebody to respond to a request or a need that you may have. And that's something that I wanted to do, to create an environment that we cultivate, that we are all collaborative and everybody can win. I've never liked the mentality that you see somebody succeed and you're not really genuinely happy for them. If that person can do it, my mission statement for the Realty is Matthew 19:26. With God, all things are possible. And
Absolutely.
I know for a fact that God will do something for one person, he'll do it for another. The caveat to that is, what are you putting in? What's the work you put in behind it? So I try to tell all my new agents, like, when you'll get out of this what you put in. If you're working hard, if you're diligent, if you are honing your craft daily, looking at obstacles and mistakes as advantages and how can you tweak how you come to market or how you market, you will win in the end. But a lot of people want to do it overnight. I'm sitting here 7 years later telling you this, right? Not, so it takes a minute, and it's worth it though. I wouldn't change one bit of the experience that I've been through. Even with the other brokers, I appreciate the time that I was there because I learned and I gleaned.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
Here I am now because of that due diligence that I had to do.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better myself. Yeah, you said everything I wanted to say, and I always tell anybody that reaches out to me, hey, why'd you make the switch? When I made the switch, a lot of people were in my inbox and just messaging me, and I just really explained to them everything you just said right there and why I made the switch. And like I said, it's probably one of the best things I've done so far in my real estate career. So also, I know what motivated you. I know what people know what motivated me. So, like you said, you're going to get what you put in.
Right.
What have been, and of course, no one's a success overnight. There's been some struggles and everything. what have been your struggles, one as a realtor, and what's been your struggles trying to build your brand, build your brokerage as well?
That's real, right? When I first started, I really didn't have a clue of what was really needed behind the scenes to build a brand the way that you need to build it to grow over the years. I kind of looked at it once I posted on Facebook. I'd now become a realtor, and it was like my mom said, "Baby, that's great." And then all my friends who already had houses didn't say anything. I figured out pretty quickly that I've got to go another way about this. And so I instantly sought opportunities to put myself in front of those people that may have a need for an agent. So I began to market myself and market pretty quickly. And I say to every agent who is new in this business, even if it's $5 a day, right now, 7 years ago, I couldn't do this, but now you can market on Facebook for $7 a day. Getting yourself out there, creating content around real estate or what you find interesting. What I've found is people want to be in relationship with people they can relate to.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about real estate. They want to know who you are as an individual, right? Who's Mike? What does he do? What is he like? Yeah. Oh, he's a family man. Me too. Me too. They want relational people to work with. And so when I first started, I really began to understand that pretty quickly and began to incorporate into my branding. And now me being in front of the camera is pretty funny because now it's like, okay, let's do it. Before I was like, I've come a long ways, Mike. So
trust me, I was looking back at some of my old videos that I've done. I was like, oh my gosh, I mean, even right now, it's not really too much of a background, but before I was, oh my goodness, it was bad. it was bad. I wasn't dressed or anything. It was bad, but
you got to come out of your shell a little bit. So I learned early on as a realtor to not be afraid of doing something different. Rejection, I had to be okay with that because not everybody's going to work with you or like your style or, so I had to quickly understand that that's just part of this business. Okay. And when I decided I wanted to start my own brokerage, a lot of people laughed at me, especially the brokerage that I was at. They were huge. They were growing. And they're like, well, why would you leave? Why would you do that? And I'm like, because this is a passion, something I believe I'm called to do. And what I will say to you as an agent is if you believe this is where you're supposed to be, even though you may not have one sale under your belt, put all your due diligence and your effort in and it will come.
Absolutely.
It doesn't happen overnight, but anything worth having doesn't. Just like when you just had a baby, right?
Yeah.
It took 10 months, for that baby to be cultivated and grow from a fetus to full blossom. And that's your real estate business as well. But the outcome, when that baby came out, the outcome is, amazing. And that's
lack of sleep.
Well, hello, you're going to have that. Hey, real estate, sometimes you get lack of sleep too. So
absolutely. You're right about that.
I see a lot of parallels there.
Yes, absolutely.
What you can't do is let somebody dictate to you how to run what you can and cannot do. Okay. And I learned early that this is a faith walk and I am a woman full of faith. My whole business is and who I am as a person. My foundation is in Christ. And so I'm able to bring that to my business. And sometimes in corporate America or working in other environments, you feel a little stifled, like you can't be you. That's another reason I love this industry because I'm just going to be me. And yes. I can brand myself that way. I can talk that way. I can be that way. I can just do me. And so I have found that with that ability, I've flourished. And I love the ability to work with not just my client families, but also my agents and seeing their careers grow and flourish at the same time. So I will say to people, when I first started real estate, they said, why are you doing that? You're coming from a 6-figure income with a consumer packaged goods company, 15 plus years. What are you doing going to a commission-based industry? Are you nuts? And I was like, I guess I am, because I can do this. I will do this. And that's just what I felt, and that's just what I know. And I said the same thing about opening up a female Black-owned brokerage. Just because I haven't really seen it and seen it a large one to the vision that I believe God's given me, that didn't stop me from stepping out on faith and believing that with him, it can be done. And then the trick of it all is knowing that you can't do it yourself. It's a lot of prayer, but it's also surrounding yourself with those individuals that can help walk out the vision with you. So I had to hire my husband out of corporate America. We have some amazing people here on our staff. I mean, they're phenomenal. I wouldn't be Tanika Donnell Realty or TD Realty without them. And I give a shout out to each one of them because they all hold down their segment of the brand and of the brokerage so that we can continue to grow and flourish. So in your business world, in your entrepreneurial spirit, create partnerships, create opportunities to work with individuals where you all can help each other. That's how I think you grow the most and the fastest, is when you grab hold of that and you're able to do that.
I completely agree. I think a lot of it is networking.
It is.
In order to be successful, you got to have people behind you that believe in you. You got to have a team. I mean, whether it's me as a realtor, I have a preferred lender or prefer, any person around a title company. I mean, it's a team effort, especially when the overall goal is to really help that client with their real estate need. And I want to make sure I always have the right people behind me, and I truly believe that now I have the right people, and I believed in other places before, but I do believe that I have the right team with me and in the right brokerage that fits my need. And like you said, it's amazing what you have accomplished, especially like I said, being a female Black-owned brokerage as well. And I know. And I think just recently, got a whole new building that y'all own now and everything. I mean, it's great. It's great. I mean, the sky's the limit right now, and I'm glad I'm here for the ride and to watch it happen.
I appreciate that tremendously.
Absolutely.
It means a lot coming from you, and to hear that, it means the world to me. The vision I had was that I could be able to do this, but also create at a minimum price all the tools, training, like CRM, time, and there's so much. I'm sorry, I lost my thought there. But I'm just saying there's so much that we have that traditional larger brokerages have, but we have them also for $100 a month. That's it.
And another one, this is me. I'm gonna pub here. So it's advertising right here. Like, one of the things that got me was the fact that the training, the training wasn't just for TDR agents. It was out there on Facebook, and anybody could attend the training. I mean, the very first training I think I watched was and I remember it was September. You were doing the CMA training.
You have a great memory.
Yeah, it was the very first one. I'm like, oh wow. I'm like, okay. And then I kept going, and then I kept on a weekly basis. And I remember Libby reached out to me. It was like on the side, I was like, hey Mike, I've seen you've been attending our trainings and stuff like that. Let's talk. And it went from there. And just the fact, like, the training is out there, and it's great training, and it's by industry leaders, people who know the stuff. So you're not getting, you're getting the real
Absolutely.
the truth about those topics. So that's really what got me. So like any agents that's out there, hey, I think this is the place for you to be. Like you said, and everything else you just mentioned there. And like I said, I know you have over 100 agents so far in a very short period of time. I know there's so many stories that are out there, but and I know you've affected my life in my real estate career. But can you name a time? There's so many. Name a time that when you felt that you made the biggest impact in one of your agents' lives.
That's a tough one because I so much enjoy. Social media is, people put their lives on social media. And so I am able to scroll through at times and see agents that, sometimes give us a shout out and say, hey, I wasn't able to do this before, but now that I've joined your brokerage, I'm able to go on vacation, XYZ. But in particular, there's an agent that I'm thinking of right now that she's a single mom, and her baby needed a car. Well, baby's not a baby anymore, in her early 20s. But she was really proud of the work ethic that her daughter has exuding, and she wanted to buy her a car. And so one of the reasons she was able to do that is because she's here with us, able to pour that money that she would have traditionally given to another broker into buying something like that for her daughter, completely impacting her daughter's life in a way that her daughter had no idea she was going to be able to do. So little examples like that continue to remind me, God just simply whispers in my ear, that's another example of how sowing seeds will be able to be the gift that keeps on giving. And so when I get a chance to experience that, I'm super big crybaby. But it just gets me emotional because I get filled with so much joy to be able to see those examples, and know that this was a vision that God told my husband and I, Kenny, to do, and we were obedient to do it. And not only, when God gave me a vision about getting into real estate, and he told me, you're going to be able to affect a multitude of families, I simply thought it was about my buyers and sellers that I was going to impact. So I just want to do an exemplary job for them. I want to go above and beyond, etc. But when the vision kept getting larger and larger, it became more apparent that it meant for agents and their families as well. Because if you can save $16,000 to $21,000 or more a year over your real estate career, that's compounded over time. Imagine what you'll be able to do, and as you give back and sow into others' lives. And that's, to me, what this is all about. So real estate, guys, if you're an agent or if you are somebody that's thinking about real estate, please, and you want some insight onto how to get it done, reach out to myself, reach out to Mike, reach out to anybody who is succeeding in real estate. And I'm sure they'll give you some time back to help you navigate the muddy waters, because Mike, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not for the faint. Real estate's not for the faint. But what it is for those that are faithful, who are diligent, and who are productive and consistent. You can win in this industry. So I'm excited to be able to, since June, be able to roll this out. We'll keep rolling, and to be able to partner with agents like you, it is all worthwhile.
I appreciate it. And I know there's agents out here that are, they're on the fence and they're pondering, they're thinking right now. It's like, well, you know what? It makes a lot of sense, So for those agents that are out there watching, and I know they're going to rewatch this too, what is the best way for them, and really, if they want to join our family, how do they do so?
Literally, it's as easy as a click. You can go to www.jointdrealty.com. You can always call our office. We are located in Mansfield, Texas, at 817-890-7325. Or you can call me directly on my cell phone at 972-467-3232. You can call me directly.
All right. And for the other agents, if you know me personally, and you want to actually hear from another agent, you can give me a call, 214-437-7485. For any future buyers and sellers that are out there right now, same number, 214-437-7485. You can also go to my website, callrealtormike.com. And want to thank you, Tanika, for once again joining me on this episode. And for everyone out there watching this episode, like I said, this is our Small Business Thursday episode of Realtor-Ish. And I'll see y'all next week on the next episode. Y'all be blessed and have a great day.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye. Thanks.